So COD Next was an absolute disaster. We had people who were there to play zombies were getting pulled off the game.
Come join us in Verdansk. We miss you. We need you.
I have not finished the full game of zombies. I will play Verdansk once I've played my 30 minutes of zombies.
We had multiplayer being okay. It just was kind of Black Ops 6 with wall jumps. And then Warzone was just an absolute disappointment. But there was one single announcement that was huge. So we're going to recap everything that was COD Next in this video. If you enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, and every subscriber helps a ton. Also, comment down below, did you actually enjoy COD Next? Like, be honest with me, because I really didn't. So let's start off by just going over some of the things we saw, and I'm going to put some Blackout gameplay because there was a big announcement at the end of this that was we are going to be getting an Avalon installment in the spring. And this was the only thing that got me hyped, because when this comes, yes, it's a new big map. Finally, Verdansk is not going to be the only map, but also we are getting Blackout back. Now, if you don't know what Blackout is, this is Blackout back in 2018. And I'm playing the hardcore mode in this gameplay, so that's why you don't see any HUD. But I kind of felt that was almost appropriate since we're going to be getting a Warzone type HUD most likely in the Blackout mode, because it's still Warzone, just a Blackout experience is what they're calling it. So in this, you only get one life. Now, me personally, I almost feel that Blackout could have been more successful back in the day if it was free to play. And now we have that opportunity to see if it could be more successful with only a free-to-play experience. Now, the downside to this is that Blackout, back in the day, everyone played on either Xbox or PlayStation. The PC side died so fast because of cheaters, and there was no anti-cheat. And so, because of that, the only thing you had to really deal with was people using Zims and Cronuses, and we didn't really run into it that often. People who used a Cronus, they died just like everybody else. I don't have a problem with fighting those players. Do I have a problem with Cronuses in the game? Yes, of course. I don't want people to use anything external to improve their aim. I'm just saying that it was easier to tolerate than someone who's using aimbot. That being said, when Blackout returns, I have a feeling we're still going to have respawns and buy stations and stuff like that. I just don't think there's going to be loadouts. We're going to have the same mechanics as you have to loot, you find attachments, you find the guns, and you pick up attachments to make your gun better. But it's not going to be, you know, the same exact Blackout experience we know and love. It'll be a hybrid of some sorts. And the thing that was beautiful about Blackout, which you can see right now on screen, is that it had POIs, like zombie POIs that you know and love. I mean, Transit's Diner was in there. Currently, I'm on Verdansk. So it was like, it felt alive. And it felt like it knew what it was doing, basing things on the nostalgia. You can see me looting here, going through, and it's like the loot was plentiful. There was no issue with that. I would like to see the Warzone looting system where like things are floating around and maybe backpack isn't necessary. But if we have that in between where it's you find the attachments, put it on your gun, you walk over the ammo, it auto loots, so on, and we can door bash instead of like holding square to open a door like we did in Black Ops 4, then I think we have a good hybrid there. That is the only thing that excited me from that whole update. The other updates was that they added 2 POIs to Verdansk. Verdansk new POIs were actually old POIs that were from Cold War. Yes, one of them got a big refresh, but for the most part, it is still reused POIs. And I've had this conversation so many times, and I feel like I need to say it again in this video because the context is so important. But when you make a battle royale, the recipe for success is weekly or bi-weekly updates to the map. Small changes. Blackout is a perfect example of that, where they added these construction markers around the map when they had new POIs being added to those areas. So you knew something was going to change. All right. There was these little landmarks that told you, hey, keep an eye on this. It's going to change in the future. And we got buried at one point. We got hijacked at one point. These changes are welcomed. These are things that we want to see happen to the map. Also, the big thing that Blackout did, which Warzone has failed to do in the last year, and honestly has failed to do since Modern Warfare 2, is limited time modes. Back in Warzone 2019 and 2020, we had limited time modes pretty frequently. This last couple of years has been horrible. And Blackout introduced a mode where everyone had jetpacks. They had a mode where it was like really pushing essentially plunder style mode, where it was all about doing, they called it hot pursuit, where you would chase around people with cars. And like, I don't fully remember it. I just remember when you killed them, you would get their money and you were the, top, earner or some type of thing. And you were either a cop or a robber. This was like really welcomed in the community. They also added in the limited time modes that you can go to a vault and go pull out, DLC guns that were only achievable through the supply drops, which I do not want to see supply drops return, but it gave you a reason to get supply drops. And they didn't mess with the normal battle royale. They only messed with the limited time modes, such as the hardcore mode, hot pursuit, the jetpack mode. I think it was called like action heroes or something like that, or superheroes. But there was all these different things that it added to. And it was like, okay, worth it. Now, we don't get that stuff in Warzone. Verdansk has been the map for the last year. It's going to be the map for the foreseeable future until Avalon comes out with the new Blackout mode. And Rebirth Island has been the only resurgence map for the last couple of years. And the part that really disappoints me is we are going to be seeing a wipe in the next year. When Modern Warfare 4 comes out, they have already, leaked that maps are going away and we're getting a full reset, similar to how we did with Modern Warfare 2. Now, I don't know why they keep giving the reins to Infinity Ward for these wipes, because their track record is not great. They are selfish and they just want to make a game they're good at, and the devs are notoriously bad at their own games. So we keep getting these wipes that cater to the worst players, and even the worst players leave because they're bored as soon as they play it. Oh my gosh, my shots are bad. This is back in 2018, this gameplay, so yeah, I had a lot of work to do. This was the Call of Duty I returned back to Call of Duty for, and the only reason was Battle Royale. The COD before this that I played was World War II, and World War II was like a well-known disappointment for most of the franchise, but I was tired of jetpacks, so boots on the ground excited me. But Blackout had a lot of things that were good about it. They had the grapple hooks. They had beautiful color. The POIs were all familiar, and so that when you went to it, you were like, okay, I know this map from when I played it back in the day. Like, it was great. But the big thing, the big thing was there was no skill-based matchmaking at all. It was completely a battle royale, and even the matchmaking was a battle royale. It was all RNG. You either ended up with a really sweaty lobby or a really good lobby by chance. You did not just queue into the best lobbies ever. And that was great. That was honestly the best experience I had. I was addicted to this game. I was playing at minimum 8 hours a day. Now I get on the game and I play for one gameplay and I get off. This just felt perfect. The sound was good. Everything was fine. Yeah, there was perks that like you could make your footsteps quieter or what, but it was a great game. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informational for you. If it was, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.